I got a DM today from Caitlin, and she said, I got another rejection today. I know it's part of the industry, but that doesn't make it any easier. And you know what, Caitlin? You're right. Rejection is part of the industry, and it does not make it easier to know that. It is so hard when people reject our book babies because it's part of us. I know that it is absolutely devastating to hear time and time again that no, your book is not right for us. Your book is not right for our audience. We don't like your book. We don't want to work with you. It's hard. I get it. So here's the deal. Rejection is going to be hard. It's going to be part of this industry. And when you come to confront it, you just have to get through it. And here are a couple of things that you can do while you're dealing with rejection, because eventually you're going to get to the point where someone says yes. You just kind of have to get there. So the first thing is to not give up. Keep trying. If this agent doesn't like you or if this publisher doesn't like you, it's okay. You're not the right fit for them, and they are not going to represent your book very well. If they don't like it, if they don't instantly click with it, if it is not something they absolutely have to get their hands on, they are not the person to represent you. Move on. Find someone else. Keep looking. Do your research. Learn about the agents. Learn about the publishers. And keep on trying. But don't just keep on trying with that one particular book. No. You see, sometimes the market is not going to be right for that book. And sometimes that book is not right for what people are trying to do. And it's just not going to work for that. Now, maybe it will, maybe it won't. But you can use this opportunity to continue to work on another project. So don't bank all of your time, put all of your effort into this one project that may or may not work out. Make sure that you have eggs in several different baskets here, and you are creating other stories to submit as well. So make sure that once you're done with one book and it's querying, that you are working on a second unrelated book. Don't work on the sequel. Don't work on things related to it. Work on something else entirely, because it's entirely possible that you will get a deal for that second book, and then maybe you can get a deal for that first book. In fact, that just happened to a dear friend of mine, Annie Sullivan. She wrote this incredible story, but the agents weren't quite feeling it quite as much, but they did love her second story. And so they took her second story, she was able to do amazing things with it, and now that she has revamped that first story, they're in love with that one as well. Just because it's your first book baby does not mean that it has to be the first one signed. Work on other projects and make sure you're developing what you are putting out there to people. Now, remember, just because someone doesn't like your book, doesn't like your story, doesn't mean that it's wrong for the market. It could possibly mean that you are having trouble with your query. So let's take a look, let's step back. If people keep rejecting you, if they're not asking for your full manuscript, if they're not asking to see more, it could entirely be your query, or it could be your first chapter, the things that you're submitting. Maybe you need to revise it a little bit. So have someone in the industry, not a friend, not a family member, not somebody who doesn't understand this industry, but have someone inside of the industry take a look at it. That means maybe going to a query doctor, or maybe getting a developmental editor to kind of help what you are doing within those first couple of chapters, and maybe your entire manuscript. You want to make sure it is market friendly. So whatever they're looking for in this industry, you have to play to those strengths. And maybe your book needs to be revised. I know we love them. We get very involved in our stories. I get that. I have been there. I have done that. But people in the industry know what's best. They know what agents are looking for. They know what publishers are looking for, and they are here to help you. So take advantage of those friendships. Make sure you reach out to a professional and you get those second opinions. Just because someone you love says that it's amazing doesn't mean that it's going to sell. So if you want to sell your book, you have to be willing to do some revisions in there. So take a look, see if it's your query, see if it's your first chapter, see if it's your entire manuscript, and then fix what you have to do to get it in the hands of agents and publishers who actually want to sell your book. So make sure that you are continuing to query and submit to other agents and publishers. Make sure that you are working on other projects to keep your time filled and to have more things to show to people. And make sure your query, your first chapter, and everything that you're potentially sending to these agents and publishers is amazingly well done, even if it means you need to do some revisions. I know rejection can be hard. It is not a fun thing, but do not worry. You will get there. There are so many avenues in this industry that you can take as an author, as a writer, and as someone who wants to be a professional inside of the book industry. There are lots of things that we can talk about, which we will and have talked about in other videos, and continue to talk about in more videos. But for now, if this is the path that you want to take, make sure that you are making the most of what you have available to you so that you're not getting slapped in the face with rejection. That was a pretty good pun right there. I did not see the wind coming. If you are interested in asking more questions from a professional best-selling author, let me know. I would love to hear from you. DM me, send me an email, k.m.robinsonbooks.com, and at k.m.robinsonbooks on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and YouTube. The wind threw me, guys. It did. Don't let rejection throw you like the tree and the wind threw me. You know. You know. Reach out, DM me, let me know your questions. I am getting these answered in a video series just like this, and I would love to answer your author and aspiring writer questions as well. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm K.M. Robinson, author of the Golden Trilogy, the Jada Duology, the Legends Chronicles, Virtually Sleeping Beauty, the Goose Girl and the Artificial, the Sinking, the Revolution of Jack Frost, the Siren War Saga, Sugar Coated, and many more. I would love for you to come join me, k.m.robinsonbooks.com, at k.m.robinsonbooks on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. Until then, stay inspired.